From today's Wish TV, this is a 24-hour News 8 Olympic Special Edition.
Good evening and welcome to this special edition of News 8. We'll go back to the games in just a moment after a look at tonight's top stories.
An Indianapolis doctor has been suspended by her peers. Dr. Deborah Provisor will not be able to practice medicine for at least 4 years following tonight's decision by the Medical Licensing Board. Dr. Provisor, who admitted last year to molesting a 13-year-old relative, was upset by the board's decision.
Dr. Provisor's crush, I think more to the point, her patients are devastated. The evidence was overwhelming that many of the patients will be harmed, medically harmed, by the decision of the board.
Following the suspension, Dr. Provisor will be placed on probation for 20 years.
Well, tonight, a group of Indianapolis women is looking for more than an apology from a local restaurant. These 6 women went to the Chi-Chi's in Castleton Tuesday night to celebrate Simone White's upcoming wedding, but they say it was no celebration. They say they were not served, and some staff allegedly yelled racial slurs as they left the restaurant. A Chi-Chi spokeswoman says the incident has been investigated and no wrongdoing has been found. The women plan to file a complaint with the Indiana Civil Rights Commission.
The Ku Klux Klan will be holding another rally in Indianapolis right after the one planned in Crawfordsville. The rally plan for Crawfordsville was originally announced for the morning of April 2nd. Since then, the Klan leaders say they've decided they have more business here in Indiana and will have an afternoon rally at the State House. The mayor of Crawfordsville is urging his citizens to boycott that rally. Meanwhile, other organizations say they plan counter-demonstrations for the Indianapolis rally. An Indianapolis man was gunned down on the city's near north side this morning. 42-year-old Aaron Jones was shot several times outside his home in the 3300 block of North Kenwood. Witnesses told police they saw a dark red car with as many as 4 men in it around the time of the shooting. Witnesses say both the driver and a passenger fired at Jones, but that no one else was injured. Police confirmed Jones was armed at the time of the shooting, but did not fire his own gun.
The Middle East is echoing with cries of anger after a bloody attack in the Israeli-occupied West Bank. A radical Jewish gunman today killed dozens of Muslim worshippers in a West Bank mosque. Within hours, the occupied lands were convulsed in rioting. Israeli Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin has apologized directly to PLO chief Yasser Arafat for the mass killing. President Clinton called the attack, quote, a terrible human tragedy. The fallout over the CIA spy scandal has begun. For the first time since the Soviet Union fell, the United States is expelling a senior Kremlin diplomat. Alexander Lysenko has 7 days to leave the U.S. That demand was issued by the Clinton administration today. The Russian government has issued a formal protest to that expulsion.
A pay raise for Indiana State Troopers has been resurrected tonight at the Indiana State Capitol. Republicans and Democrats in the House report private negotiations have produced an agreement in principle on a proposal that would hike court fees by $7 to create a $3.6 million fund for raises that would go to some Indiana State Troopers. A vote on the House floor is expected in the next hour.
Well, most of central Indiana escaped today's heavy snow, but folks to the north and west were not so lucky. US 31 was closed north of State Road 38 in Hamilton County. And Interstate 65 near Rensselaer is still shut down after dozens of cars were forced off the road. And in Illinois, state officials closed portions of 5 interstate highways because of blinding snow driven by high winds. The problems were felt from Quincy to Champaign.
Let's check our own forecast now. Here's Cliff Nicholson.
Well, that's a good place to be, sitting right at home watching the Olympics. Very cold wind chills this evening. I'll show you in just a second, but there continues to be a blowing snow advisory for the northern third of Indiana for the rest of this evening. As you can see, the snow is fairly well starting to diminish, but just because of all the high winds, it still continues to blow across the roads and highways. Current temperature is already down to 12 degrees in Indianapolis. It's only 10 in Muncie, 11 over here in Lafayette, and 15 in South Bend. But take a look at the wind chills when we factor in these very gusty westerly winds, 20 to 40 miles per hour. Whoa, goes way down. Wind chill 28 degrees below zero in Muncie at this hour, 30 below in Lafayette. Indianapolis, 25 degrees below zero. And as the evening goes on, these winds will start dying down somewhat. Let's take a look at the forecast for Indianapolis tonight. Flurries will be ending. It's going to be clearing later on tonight. Windy but cold. A low temperature down to around 0 to 5 degrees above. Northwesterly winds 20 to 40 miles per hour. Tomorrow now, mostly sunny skies. It's going to be chilly, however. High temperature average this time of the year is about 42 degrees. Well, not so tomorrow. We'll see a high of about 21. And then as we head into Sunday, the sun will continue to follow us into Sunday, but it's still going to be on the cool side with a high of about 33.
Okay, Cliff, very good. Pacers win tonight, 110 to 90 over Detroit.
Good night.
Good night.